going to play you what Joe Biden had to say, amongst other things, on January 6th, the events then, and keep your eyes well on the Republican Speaker, Mike Johnson, in reaction as Joe Biden winds up on this point.
My predecessor and some of you here seek to bury the truth about January 6th. I will not do that. This is the moment to speak the truth and to bury the lies. Here's the simple truth. You can't love your country only when you win.
Now, the Speaker in this speech wasn't going for sort of Nancy Pelosi theatrics, if you like. There was no tearing up. But he made no secret of shaking his head if he didn't agree. There was a nod of his head then and a light clap. I might start with you on this, James. I mean, January 6th can be a weak point when we're talking about turnout for some Republicans. Was that an acknowledgement from the Speaker? Am I reading too much into this? What did you make of that?
I think you're reading a bit, maybe too much, Tom, into, the Speaker's reaction there. But I was really, the line in that bit there that struck me the most was where he actually said that, it's not democracy when it's only your side that wins. It's not, you can't only love your country when only your side wins. And that was, I think, that really sort of divisive hard edge is quite hypocritical of Joe Biden because, of course, all he has tried to do and the Democrats have tried to do over the last 4 years and 8 years really is demonize anybody who supports Trump, demonize anybody who's MAGA as alt-right, trying to keep Donald Trump off ballots and so on. And I think that's going to land pretty poorly. And I think the conflation of January 6th with Ukraine to creating this whole sort of existential threat to democracy isn't really going to land with people who are doing it tough in the American economy and are not feeling, the love of Bidenomics that Joe Biden said is making things so much better for everybody out there.
Well, Annalise, your thoughts? I mean, there's demonising, I guess, January 6th even for some Republicans went several steps further than that. Is this something that people within the party are conscious of?
Yes and no. I think the memory is fading for a lot of people when we're out and about talking to Americans. They don't bring it up as much as they used to. I think even polling showed that people think it's less serious now the more time that passes. And there's a bit of, I've seen the media in the US start calling it Trump amnesia. I think this cuts all ways too. I mean, right behind us, you can't see from here, but there's a 12-foot fencing around the Capitol now, and that's now just the norm for State of the Union and any major events at the Capitol. And there was a big group of protesters out front, but they were protesting to free Gaza. And I think as we look to the election, there's every realistic prospect that if it is a Trump-Biden rematch, we're going to start seeing the same kind of protests that we saw during the last election. But as for that point, he's talking to his own supporters as much as he's talking to the opposite side. He's saying as much to Democrats, hey, you do need to get out to vote this time. You can't just throw in the towel because you're apathetic about a rematch because democracy's at stake. Remember how bad January 6th was. And I think that is a message that resonates really well with Democrat supporters.